Hi, good morning. Deva Hardeep Singh with Dharma Seeds Yoga. Our theme today is going to be on family trauma. So during our last part, the Vipassana, our meditation will focus in on forgiving, releasing, and freeing ourselves from family trauma. And that's our theme today. We'll get in more to that during Vipassana. Let's get to our yoga practice. Hi, I'm Deva Hardeep Singh. Before we begin our yoga set today, and today we're going to be focusing in on yin yoga, full body stretch. But as with every day that we practice, when we first start, we need to kind of get rid of energy first that's been trapped in our bodies. It could have been trapped from the drive-in, something we've been worried about all day. So what I want you to do is just start by shaking your hands, shake your foot, wiggle around a little bit. We're going to discharge that energy that's been trapped in our body so that we can sit down and begin fresh. I invite you now to join us in some warm-up exercises. I'm sitting in a chair, so I invite you to find a comfortable space, whether it's sitting on the floor on your yoga mat, sitting on your meditation cushion, pillow, rolled up blanket, rolled up towel, whatever is comfortable for you. Yoga is about making it modified to fit your body and your needs. So we're going to do some warm-up exercises. We're going to move our head from side to side. Right ear down to the right shoulder, left ear down to the left shoulder. We're going to do this 3 or 4 times. And then I ask you to move your head back and forth. Now we're going to put our hands on our waist and we're going to twist. We're going to put our arms down to the side and lift them up. Down, up, down, up. Now if you're seated, you're going to take your foot and you're going to rock it back and forth. Left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot. You're going to pick it up, put it down. We're going to do that a few times. And then if you're in a chair or if you're seated down, you want to lift your butt up, put it back down, lift it up, put it back down, lift it up, put it back down. Now we're going to move our arms in front of ourselves, crisscross them this way, then move them out to the sides. Then we're going to turn, and while you're in a seated position, I ask you to take your right hand and put it down on your left foot, left hand on your right foot. And we're going to do this about 3 or 4 times. Come back to center, come back around. We're going to take our right hand over to our left, take our left over to our right. We're going to do this a couple more times. And then we're going to put our arms out and roll them forward. Be sure to knock your coffee cup down on the floor. That's what I did. Luckily, it was empty. Now reverse your arms and have them come around the other way, and then stop and come back around. Namaste. We're going to start in Shavasana, which is corpse pose. And of course, my dog wants to join. So I invite you to find a comfortable spot. Comfortable spot for you could be sitting up straight, could be laying down. I'm going to lay down to begin this part. And what we're going to do is, like I said, I invite you to lay down or to sit or find a chair, whatever is comfortable for you. And while we're here, we're going to breathe in to the count of 4 and breathe out to the count of 4. And I invite you to play with that. You may want to breathe in through your mouth, breathe out through your nose, breathe in through your nose, breathe out through your mouth, whatever works for you. We're going to do about 10 breaths. Here comes number 3. Here comes 5. We're halfway done. Last 2 breaths. We're now going to come back up to sitting position. If you're already seated, you're already there. We're going to do the easy pose neck side stretch. And what I need you to remember is we're going to start with our right ear. So we're going to curve our left hand over our head and move our shoulders up and our ear down to our shoulder. And we're going to hold this for 4 breaths. And once again, I invite you to breathe whatever is natural and is in rhythm for you. All right, now we're going to move our right hand over our head while we drop our left ear down to our shoulder. Okay. We're now going to work on the caterpillar pose. And I have disabilities, and sometimes my flexibility is not good. So I always try to use a strap like this. So you can use a rope, you can use a yoga strap, you can even use a belt. And what we're going to do is we're going to kind of fold our body down without hurting ourselves. Remember, we do want a good stretch, but we do not want to harm our bodies. So I invite you to find how far you can move your chest down to your knees. So once again, we're going to do this for 4 breaths. And you kind of have your feet a couple of inches apart. Bring your knees up. You can put the strap around your knees and go wide, and then use your hands on your shin to pull your body down as far that is comfortable for you. We're not interested in you hurting yourselves or harming yourselves or stretching too far. Let's be gentle with ourselves. So we have our knees up, we have our legs separated, and we move forward and we breathe in. 3 more breaths. 2 more. Last breath. And release the strap, the belt, the rope, and come back up to sitting position. Now we're going to do the cow face pose, which is basically you're going to take one of your hands and place it below your head like this. And you're going to hold the strap down. Ideally, if you can grab your arms, that's good. I can't. So I use the strap. And we're going to take the right foot and put it over the left knee. And we're going to hold this for 4 breaths. Second breath. Last breath. You should have felt a little pull in the back left above your hip. And now we're going to switch. And we're going to move our right foot, or our left foot, over our right knee. Once again, I'm using a strap. You can use a belt. You can use your hands. You can also just sit. And we're going to hold this position to the count of 4. Second breath. Third breath. Last breath. Come back to the seated position, easy pose. Put your strap to the side. You can always drink water in between the sets. It's good to always hydrate yourself. We're going to do an inversion of the butterfly pose variation forward bend. That is where you put kind of your feet together and you come bowing down as low as you can. If you can't do this, don't worry about it. Just sit in easy pose. If you need to sit in a chair, use a chair. If you need to sit on like a blanket or a meditation cushion to help, do that as well. Once again, all these yoga asanas today, we're going to breathe in to the count of 4, breathe out to the count of 4. If that is not in rhythm or with your breathing style, please, I invite you to do what is rhythmically and natural for you. I have asthma, so sometimes my breathing's a little off, so I can't do that. But if you can, great. If you can't, honor your body. We're going to put our feet together, grab our ankles, and come bowing down. You should feel the stretch in your lower back. 2 more breaths. Last breath. Come back up to easy pose. Once again, that was called the butterfly pose variation forward bend. We're going to do a wide child's pose, which is next. I'm actually going to use a wheel for me. And you can use a blanket, you can use a pillow. But basically what we're going to do is we're going to roll this forward and come down into child's pose. And while we're down there, we're going to breathe to the count of 4. 4 breaths in, 4 breaths out. You can use a pillow, you can use a yoga bolster. And once again, if your body's not right for this today, just set an easy pose and imagine yourself doing it. In all things, we never harm ourselves. We always honor our bodies and where we are health-wise for the day. So we're doing the wild child pose. So I invite you to move forward and come down. Second breath. Third breath. Last breath. As you exhale, come out of that and move yourself back down to easy pose. We always get started right back at easy pose. We're going to work on the Sphinx pose with a bolster under our elbows. So what I'm going to use as a bolster is my meditation cushion. So I move that over. Feel free to use a pillow, use a blanket, a rolled up t-shirt, whatever is comfortable for you. And we're going to actually put our elbows on this and put our legs as far back flat as possible with our butt a little bit up in the air. I have to have a little bit more support, so I move this yoga block that my dog loves to eat underneath my stomach. Much better. And we're going to hold this position for 4 breaths to the count of 4. Second breath in. Third breath. Last breath. And we're slowly going to come out of that. And as you see with my body situation, I have to use props. I encourage everyone to use props. There's no reason to hurt yourself, strain yourself while you're doing yoga. We're now going to do the one-legged bow pose. And we're going to lay flat on the floor with our left hand forward, and we're going to grab on to our right leg. And once again, I'm going to have to use a yoga strap. So I place my little bolster there. I go ahead and wrap this around my right foot. And you see, I can lose my balance very easily with my disabilities. So I have to kind of struggle with it, but it's just part of my challenge. I'm going to take my left hand, move that forward, and I'm going to whoa. That's always fun. So give me just a second to reset my strap. That's always fun when that happens, but it does happen. Once again, our focus isn't to rush through these. Our focus is to understand the pose, stretch our bodies, and allow yoga to help us deal with our traumas. There we go. So I come back down, left hand forward. I bring this up over my shoulder and hold it. And we're going to breathe in 4 times and out. First breath. Second breath. Last breath. And if you notice, I take time getting up because that's just my body, and I have to honor that. So I invite you to honor your body as well. Now we're going to do this on the other leg. So I put this on my left, move this up, put this behind me. There we go. So you got your right hand forward, you got your right foot back. Your left foot, you are using a strap, a rope, a towel, and you're holding your leg up to the count of 4. Release, and walk yourself back up. And come back to easy pose. Be sure to take a drink of water to hydrate yourself. Now this is called the cat-tail pulling pose. And basically, we're going to start out laying down. If you can't lay down, then please sit in a chair. If that's not possible, just sit in easy pose. We're going to take our right hand, put it behind our head. I rest my head on my little block bolster. And we're going to move the left leg over and flat while I pull on my right foot up. And once again, I'm using a yoga strap. I invite you to find a towel, a shirt, a sheet, something that can help you if you need it, because definitely I do. So we're going to hold this, our arms behind our head, our right hand. We have our left foot over, laying flat as possible. And then we're pulling up with our right foot. Three more breaths. Hold it. One more breath. And release. And yes, I only went 3 breaths. So now we're going to switch foots. We're going to move our right foot over our left thigh. I'm going to place this yoga strap around my left foot with my right hand. I'm going to place my left hand behind my head, and I'm going to pull this up and hold it for the count of 4. Second breath. Third breath. Last breath. Release. And walk yourself back up to easy pose. How are you doing? You doing all right? Good. We're almost halfway done. So this is called the deer pose bolster. Once again, I'm going to use my sitting cushion. And we're basically going to lay on our side with our hands over our heads. And you want to put the pillow like, where your stomach and heart region are. I'm going to put my hands out straight behind me in what I call the prayer pose. It's like you're praying. And you put that behind you, and we're going to hold this for 4 breaths. Last breath. Now, we're going to move over to our left side. Once again, you want to put your bolster, your pillow, your block, whatever is comfortable for you. I also invite you to do this in a chair. And if you're in a chair, you just simply lean over halfway like this, and then lean back over this way and do the other 4. So you can be seated in a chair. You can be seated in easy position if you have trouble laying down, and that's fine. And if you can lay down, be sure to use a cushion of some type. So we're laying down on our sides. Our hands are in prayer position. Our legs are kind of crossed a little bit. And we lay down to the count of 4 and breathe out to the count of 4. Second breath. Third breath. And last breath. Alright, so you want to walk yourself up the most comfortablest. I use these blocks, turn them sideways, and kind of use that to position myself. course, Luke loves the meditation cushion, so he puts his energy all there. So we're going to try the banana pose. That's kind of the same thing we just did without any bolsters, cushions, straps, no props. However, if you need props, then please use them. Once again, yoga is not to bring harm to your body. Honor where your body is, honor where your health is. So I invite you to try this with me. We're going to be curled a little bit. The legs are going to lay on top of each other. And I'm walking myself over, pointing my hands forward. And I have this arm over, my left arm over my left ear. Second breath. Third breath. Last breath. Basically, we're going to roll over. Once again, if you're in a chair position and you're seated, just kind of move halfway and kind of bend and twist a little bit. If I was trying the banana pose while I was seated, I would kind of curve my body like this so that there's this arc. And then when it's time to go over to the left, you can. Once again, if any of these poses are hard for you, just set in easy pose. And so I'm going to lay down. Got my hands over my head. I'm curved a little bit. There's this arc with my waist, and we're going to do this to the count of 4. Second breath. Third breath. Last breath. So we come back up. I walk myself up slowly. I have an L5 deteriorating disc in my lower spine, so I always try to use my props. For the rest of my life, while I'm on this planet, it's going to be props. So, we're coming down to our last part. And what this is called the supine windshield wiper twist pose. So, we're going to be stretching the hips, taking the thighs deep to the right side of our body. And it's also a great open inner pelvic floor muscle movement. And we're going to do this for 4 breaths again. And once again, our legs are on the ground, kind of catawampus like this. One leg forward. And our hands are up like a field goal position behind our body. My left knee is trying to move down to my right knee, and I can only go so far without it hurting. Once again, these poses are not supposed to hurt you. They're just supposed to stretch and get rid of trauma that is in our cellular body. If you're seated in a chair, you just want to put your hands up in the field goal position and kind of twist your body a little bit to where it's comfortable. We do that, and I need to get one of the blocks to put under my head. My left leg is over my right knee. I'm bending it I'm at the field goal position. It's kind of tight on my back and lower back, but the stretch feels good. We're going to do this to the count of 4. 3 more breaths. 2 more breaths. And I lost count. So we're now going to kind of do it the other way. I'm bringing my right leg over my left knee. I got my hands behind me as far as they can go. My left one's touching the floor, the right one can't, and that's because of his shoulder injury. But I'm okay. I can feel the stretch. I know my body, so I know this is safe. If you don't know that it's safe for your body, then don't do it, and send me an email or get my attention, and I can work with you on what is right for your body. So we're going to hold this, breathe in and out 4 times. Third breath. 3 more. 2 more breaths. Last breath. All right, we're going to release that. Walk yourself up. If you're laying down, if you're seated, just stay seated. Nice, good stretches for our bodies. All right, we're going to now move into our Shavasana. And I need to pull up my music, but I need to figure out how to work my machine. There we go. So while I'm pulling up the music, I'm going to go ahead and pull up our meditation. I want to remind you that we're doing the Chin Mudra, which is your fingertip, index finger touching your thumb and the 3 fingers curled in. You can also hold them up if you want. Key point is just pressing in your index fingers, and that you want to hold them at your knees, your thighs, in front of you, whatever is comfortable for you. I invite you to play around with this so that you know what is right for you. So let me go ahead and pull open. We're going to focus in on family trauma. That's our theme today. We're going to learn to forgive, release, and free ourselves of our past family trauma. And as I get the music going, I'm going to leave these slides up in case you want to be looking at them and reading. We're going to learn to forgive, release, and free ourselves. So I invite you to find a comfortable position, whether it be seated. I want you to know that you can also, there we go. If you have a blanket, a prayer shawl, you can put that on you and wrap it around you. Luke's in my meditation, so I'll just let him stay there. I want you to find a comfortable position for you, whether that's on the floor, whether it's reclining. or whether it's standing. You can have your eyes open. You can have your eyes closed. Really doesn't matter. What matters is that you listen to this music as you rest and allow your body to integrate the yoga asanas to get rid of family trauma. As you listen to the bells, as you hear the water flowing, just imagine that water flowing all over your body. Started at your toes, going up to your calves, to your knee, to your thigh, to your hips, up your spine, up the front of your stomach, to your heart, to your throat, to your third eye, which is between your two eyes, right along the eyebrow point. And finally, your crown. Each bell, imagine your chakras expanding, flowing. Allow that water sound and the flute to bring you comfort. Forgive yourself of the family trauma. Free yourself of the family trauma. Forgiving someone doesn't mean that you're condoning their actions. Your forgiveness in family trauma is that you're no longer willing to carry that weight and you're ready for it to flow out of your body. Part of yin yoga and with us stretching, what we're doing is we are opening up ourselves to receive the healing energy of yoga. And we're focusing in today on family trauma. So allow the sound to carry you away, knowing that your body is divinely made. And when we practice yoga together, we are in harmony with our Creator and with our bodies. And this healing asana works very deep within our cellular level. There's scientific data that points to this. Imagine the water just washing all your family trauma away. Consciously say, I no longer wish to carry this weight of family trauma, so I forgive. I do not forgive the actions, but I forgive my willingness to carry this weight. Allow the sound of the water to just wash all your trauma away. Just feel all your chakra points spinning, activating, and being energized by our yoga asanas today. Take a deep breath in and just smell this crisp mountain air. Imagine that you're sitting by a babbling brook and you hear this water floating past you as it carries away your family trauma. Free yourself this day. I ask you now to begin to wiggle your toes, move your ankles, move your legs, your arms. We're waking up. You can move your fingers like little spiders crawling up and down a wall. We're just waking our body up from this deep relaxation. When you're comfortable, you can open your eyes. We're going to finish our yoga asana today with alternate nose breathing. I'm just wrapping my prayer shawl back up. This is a nice shawl that I got from the producer of the documentary called Sun Seeds. So you want to come to a seated position. If that's not comfortable for you, you can still lay down. And what we're going to do is take our thumb and hold it against our right nostril and breathe in through the left nostril. And then we're going to take our forefinger, index finger, hold down our left nostril and breathe out through the right nostril. If you have breathing issues like I do with asthma, COPD, feel free to breathe through your mouth instead of your nose, and that's okay. You want to do whatever is right for you. So we're going to do this for 3 times. So you put your thumb against your right nostril and breathe in through your left nostril. Put your right index finger on your left nostril and blow the air out. Back to the right nostril, pushing in. Breathing in through the left. Put your index finger on your left nostril and breathe out through the right. We're going to do this 2 more times. Right nostril pressed in. Press in your left nostril. Breathe out 1 more time. I want to thank you for joining me today for our yoga asanas. I hope that you'll want to watch this again and use this as often as you need to rid your body of stress, of family trauma. Namaste.